The sun is shining, the pink ball is ready for action, and Australia and New Zealand are in for a great three-test match series. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Australia versus New Zealand. I'll be playing through it in Cricket 19. Of course, I'll be playing as Australia. Now, if the teams are wrong, I'm recording these about a week or so out from the first test, so hopefully I get the teams right. I know Bolt and de Granholm are both 50-50 on whether or not they're going to play, so hopefully they play. I've got them in the squad here. New Zealand have won the toss here, and they have elected to bat here. Of course, this game is over in Perth at Perth Stadium, Optus Stadium, and it is a day-night game. So the pink ball, very, very exciting times. The two Kiwi openers coming out to the middle there, and Josh Hazlewood has been given the new ball for Australia. Both these sides looking to get off to a good start in this three-match series. I think last time, trying to remember the last time they played each other in a day-nighter. One I do remember was the first day-night test ever, which was in Adelaide. And Australia won that one inside 3 days, I think. The night session very critical to who wins, so it's Hazlewood towards Raval. And bang on the money to get things underway as well. It's just a good start. A few dot balls building pressure here for Hazlewood, keeping Latham on his toes. That's out! It's gone back onto the stumps. He's just trying to play a forward defence. It's clipped the inside of his glove and it's gone straight back down on the leg stump, and the bails have come falling off. So Jit Raval gone in the first over. Australia with an early breakthrough, and they get Kane Williamson to the wicket with an extremely new ball. Gee, a lot of pressure here for Williamson, New Zealand skipper, and he pulls that first one away just a little too straight from Hazlewood, and it's going to be 4 runs. It's a good start for Kane Williamson, I suppose, with the bat. Mitchell Stark, the other man, with the new ball. There's a play and a miss from Latham, and this time he's away. Gets it down the ground. Short boundaries straight here at the Perth Stadium. Quite long boundaries square of the wicket, so you can pick up 2s and 3s. Even these sort of cover and mid-wicket boundaries are going to be fairly long to be hitting into, but straight down the ground, it's about 65-ish metres. The longer boundaries are about 85, 90 metres on the other sides of the wicket. So it is going to be obviously down the ground your focus, but there'll be a lot of space to run between the wickets if you can pierce gaps throughout the square boundaries. Here, this is what we're talking about. It just holds up in the wicket as Kane Williamson picks up 2 more. They're coming back for 3. It's fairly tight, but they get there. Moves along to 16 from 23. And a pretty positive start here from the Kiwi openers as well. Or I suppose they lost that early wicket, but these two pretty quickly have put on 30 runs in the next 7 or so overs. Hazlewood continuing to Latham here. End of his 4 overs, and that is a wicket. It's a brilliant diving catch. I think it's Travis Head. With the end of Josh Hazlewood's 4th over, back of a length, driving, and Travis Head diving away to his left-hand side. A good safe catch as Australia get the second of the New Zealand openers. It's Tom Latham. He goes for 30. And now Ross Taylor to the middle. And you just have a feeling that this partnership is going to be probably the key for the New Zealand side throughout both this, throughout, I guess, majority of this series. Their top order, if they do sort of falter at the top, Williamson and Taylor, very, very reliable batsmen. So without them doing a whole heap of scoring, Australia would be looking for them as being the key wickets, I suppose, in the New Zealand innings. If you can get rid of Williamson and Taylor pretty cheaply, then Australia would like to think that they would be in a pretty strong position in the match. Oh, that's just a good drive, that one. Through the offside, and does have enough on it to get all the way to that long boundary square of the wicket on the offside, squirting it out there. And again, sort of in the same sort of area. There's a fielder there, but they just scurry through for one with no real pressure at all. And That's 50 up for New Zealand. So they're 2 down inside this first session. There's the first 15 overs gone. 2 for 55. They are at the drinks break first morning. Both sides, I suppose Australia probably be more happy with where their positioning is at so far. Having New Zealand 2 down early. You get a couple of early wickets on the first day of play, and you know, you back yourself in that you can take the 20 wickets needed to win a game of cricket if you get 2 in that first sort of 10-15 over period, which Australia have. So that's what they'll be looking forward to, and if they can get a couple more before the end of this first session, that would be even better for them. Ross Taylor picks up a couple more. Kane Williamson, he's striking at pretty good rate here, striking at just under 80. He's scoring quite quickly as well, which is reasonably good. Ross Taylor going at just below 50 his strike rate, and that is the 50 partnership for these two. Of course, came together at 2 for 30. Oh, good delivery from Mitch Stark, and well played from Ross Taylor. Yorker always difficult to keep out, but he keeps it down the ground for 2. And now Australia going in some spin. Nathan Lyon, always want to try the spin up before the end of the first session on day 1. And Nathan Lyon has had a knack of pulling out a wicket for Australia when required. So his first over, pretty quiet, just a couple runs coming from it. But the spin, obviously, not going to play too much of a factor, or we don't think it's going to play too much of a factor in this match. Obviously, the quicks very, very reliable as Kane Williamson gets a 50. Brings it up with a quality boundary there. But as we say, the quicks are really the guys you expect to perform well on this wicket. Generally the Wacker pitch and now the Optus Stadium pitch, very similar to the Wacker pitch, in very good for pace bowling. There's the wagon wheel of Williamson as he's 52, and this one again on the offside. Should be a couple more runs, gets him to 60 now as New Zealand pick up 3 and they bring up the 100. This partnership now worth 71. Oh, that is a good delivery from Josh Hazlewood that has somehow missed the bat. It's a really just desperate play and a miss. And Ross Taylor's starting to find a bit of confidence with the bat now. It's been at the ball, the crease for 68. Deliveries an outside edge from Hazlewood as Williamson squirts it away to the boundary. Oh dear. Right in between the gap, I think it's third slip and gully. There's no one there, and that one just hits high on the bat and goes straight into that area. So I think we've got time for just one more over before the tea break on day 1. Of course, we call the first break the tea break if it's a day-nighter. Second break being the dinner break, the longer break. Oh, bit of a shout here. Was there any bat involved? No, says the umpire. Lyon pressing late. Oh, this is close. And given. So Lyon gets a wicket right before the tea break on day 1. Just 2 balls to go. Will they go upstairs with a review? No, they won't. Williamson out for 66. Good delivery from Nathan Lyon. Henry Nicholls comes to the crease. It might have been sliding down the leg side. We'll have a look on the Hawkeye replay here. Pitching outside off. Impact in line. But look at how much that turned. It turned a fair way. And it's wickets or umpire's call. So it would have remained out anyway had the decision been reviewed. It would have also been not out if the decision was given. Not out to begin, and that is going to take us to the tea break. A dot ball there for Lyon to finish off. So Henry Nicholls and Ross Taylor come from the ground as New Zealand get through the first session. 3 down for 114 off 31 overs. Australia's bowling from Hazlewood was pretty good. Pat Cummins not bad as well. They're enough for 27. Hazlewood got the 2 wickets, of course. Lyon 1 for 15, and for the New Zealand side, it was, of course, Kane Williamson with the 66 runs being the key player in that session. Ross Taylor now the man who has to step up after the departure of Kane Williamson. He's done it plenty of times before, but he's on 47 now, so he's going to press on. And Henry Nichols also coming to the crease will need to be a good support player and get some runs of his own here. Shot from Ross Taylor. That's down the ground. That's 4 runs, and that is 50 up for the New Zealand batsman. It's been a good innings, just the 5 fours, 5 boundaries in that knock, including that big one just then. Striking at 62.2. Took him 80 so deliveries to get there. But it's good from him early. Oh, little edge. Doesn't carry to gully. Oh. And Cummins just creating problems for the New Zealand batsman right now. Yet to get any reward with a wicket. And this time, Nichols dispatches him through cover for 4 more. So we're halfway through the opening day. New Zealand 3 down for 175 as this one goes to the boundary again. And this partnership really starting to build. Australia deciding to bring in Marnus Labuschagne. Just to see what kind of effort spin does on day one. Obviously Nathan Lyon already getting one to turn a bit that got rid of Kane Williamson. He probably wasn't expecting it to turn that much. See what Labuschagne can do and maybe give the quicks a bit of a spell because obviously the quickies are going to be bowling quite a lot. Oh, that's close. And given. So Marnus Labuschagne gets a wicket in just his second over. And it is the big one of Ross Taylor, who decides to not review. He's out by Labuschagne, LBW for 71, 4 for 184. New Zealand. As BJ Watling comes out to the middle. Here's the Hawkeye replay on that one. Pitching in line, impact in line. It was absolutely crashing in the middle stump, so no problems there. A good decision from the umpire. But Labuschagne, just a handy little spell here. Came in probably to just give the quicks a rest, and he's managed to pick up a wicket in the meantime as well. Which is very handy for the Australians, and that's going to be 4 with some poor fielding there by the Australians. Tucked away again here from Henry Nichols just for the one. Thought about the second. Not sure why we're having a look at that delivery. It's just a classic single. This one, inside edge, on the pad. Matthew Wade gets under it, takes the catch. BJ Watling's going to go. This is going everywhere right now. He's going to go for 16. Or 8. He's going for 8 from 17 deliveries. Labuschagne has 2. Look at this one. Inside edge, just propping up. Simple as you like for Matthew Wade to just come in. You won't get an easier one than that. BJ Watling goes for 8. New Zealand 5 for 194. And Labuschagne has been Australia's surprise package today with the ball. Taking 2 wickets. Which is done pretty well. So at the moment it's Colin de Grandhomme now in there for New Zealand with Henry Nichols, who's seen a few batsmen depart. So they look to pick up a couple more here. And it's also a no ball. So that'll bring up the 200 for New Zealand. They're 5 down. I wonder if they'll be reasonably comfortable with that, or if Australia will be pretty happy with where things are at. Another one to the boundary. Of course, we always talk about the day-nighters, how it's difficult to bat during the evening session. So Australia will be hoping to clean up New Zealand tonight. And as we close in towards the end of our second session of play, we're pretty close to the dinner break, which of course is the longer of the 2 breaks. Labuschagne still going with the ball. Look at him, he's just really providing the goods at the moment. Keeping an end really bottlenecked up. Oh, inside edge onto the pad. What's going on here? It's a catch. You would not have a clue how. But Tim Payne's caught this one. We'll have to have a look at it from another angle. That one certainly didn't give us anything to go on. But an inside edge onto the pad is taken. And a good wicket Again, and again, Labuschagne, he's got 3 now, so he's now the leading wicket taker for the innings so far. And he gets rid of the dangerous Henry Nicholls, who's on 45, and the lights are on now at Optus Stadium. We're a couple of balls left until the dinner break, and at the moment, New Zealand 6 down for 217. Mitchell Santner, Colin de Grandhomme in at the moment. And 60 overs gone. Is that going to take us to the dinner break? It is. So they come from the ground. Mitchell Santner yet to get off the mark from 5 deliveries. Colin de Grandhomme 8 runs from his 14 balls that he's faced. Australia with a really good fight back there. They've taken 3 for 33 in the last probably 10 overs. Which has really put them back on top after the New Zealand side were really starting to build a couple of good partnerships with both Henry Nicholls and who was the other one? Ross Taylor, who was in there as well, as Labuschagne continues after the dinner break. Not sure how much more he'll be bowling. Of course, Australia will get the new ball at the 80th over, so they'll have a few overs with a brand new ball tonight, if, of course, New Zealand are still in. The Aussies will have other plans. Of course, they want to be batting later tonight. Although it is a difficult decision, right? Do you want to be batting when the ball is swinging around and it is the most difficult to bat during the evening session? Or is it... oh, that is somehow missed the stumps. Or is it better to, be batting tomorrow? I know you'll probably be chasing an extra... 40, 50 runs, or you'll be trailing by an extra 40, 50 runs, but you might not lose any wickets tomorrow morning. It's an interesting discussion. But the New Zealand side at the moment, de Grandhomme and Santner, they're doing all right. They pick up another 3 here, and they bring up the 250 for New Zealand. So they're 6 down for 250. They were 5 for 200, of course. It's, these two starting to build a little bit of a partnership. Oh, that is remarkably close to everything. Oh, not really a sweep shot. It's more of a spoon shot. Almost shovel, scoop, spoon. There's 4. Holy shot there from de Grandhomme. Oh, over the bowler's head. And this is probably what New Zealand should have done a bit earlier, was really just punish the part-timer in Labuschagne, but he managed to pick up a few wickets, which made it more difficult for them to do so. So picking up a few boundaries late in the day's play. Oh, that'll be a couple more runs here through the offside gap. Outfield has just quickened up a little bit. It's rolling and it'll get to the rope. So 4 more. Oh, that's good too. That'll be 4 again. This time Mitch Santner. And Australia now. New ball in hand. They've got approximately 8 overs or 7 overs left to bowl with it tonight. Pat Cummins, the man with the new ball. And that has been dispatched for 4 with the first ball of the new ball. What about Josh Hazlewood? How can he go with the new ball? Oh, that's out. That's plumb. Goodbye, Mitchell Santner. Hazlewood gets his 3rd wicket. Been the pick of the bowlers all day. This one, absolutely plumb. I think it's unlikely we'll see a review. Mitchell Santner goes LBW for 42. New Zealand 7 for 293. Neil Wagner now coming to the crease. And dot ball for him on his first delivery. So the Aussies will be thinking they're right in the tail now. Can they get a couple more tonight? Could they even finish New Zealand off tonight? Colin de Grandhomme will be thinking how many more runs can he pile on tonight. Currently on 46. Oh, that's good. Straight down the ground. That's a good drive. Is it going to get to the rope? No, they're going to pick up 2. Thinking about 3. Sticking with 2. Of course, New Zealand past 300 now. We're playing a miss. Yeah, a bit of a shout, but I think it's maybe outside the off stump. Maybe going on a miss off stump as well there from Hazelwood with that angle across. He's trying to get the outside edge, of course. This time does get the outside edge. Tim Payne takes the catch. And Australia have 8. Hazelwood's got 4. It's been the best bowler today, we've said. Neil Wagner there just trying to drive that through the offside. A little bit unnecessary, but that's what you get from tail-enders sometimes. 8 for 305. Tim Southey out to the middle. There's Hazelwood hoping to snag 2 more wickets to finish off this New Zealand tail. That's a good drive for 4. What about Mitchell Starc? Where's he? He shouldn't be too far off. He's a tail specialist at cleaning them up. As we got 3 balls left in the day's play for Josh Hazelwood to try and snag a final wicket. Southey gets that to the onside. They'll look for 2 and get it. So Colin de Grandon will be feeling pretty good about himself. He'll be at the non-strikers end for the last ball of the day. And Southey lets it go through to the keeper. End of day 1. New Zealand 8 down for 315. We got through almost every over in the day's play. We got through 89 of the 90 overs. Does that mean my over rate was slow? I don't really know. But a few good scores there for the New Zealand side. Taylor 71, Williamson 66, and de Grandhomme at the moment 52 not out. Henry Nichols and Mitch Santner with 40s as well. What about for Australia? The bowling. Bit of a surprise here. Obviously, Josh Hazelwood, the best pick of the bowlers today. 4 for 71 with the ball. Nathan Lyon's economy was pretty good as he got 1 for 47. Labuschagne, 3 for 37. He was good. And Cummins was pretty expensive as well as Mitchell Starc. But they bowled reasonably well today for the Australians. So at the end of the first day's play, New Zealand 8 down for 315. They'll come out tomorrow with de Grandhomme and Southey at the crease. And Australia will look to knock them over quickly. Thank you for watching, everyone. And I'll see you all tomorrow for day 2.